Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all honor, glory, and praises due to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakak. Also want to give double honors to the elders and apostles at Great Millstone who's teaching this truth and sincerity, also who rules well. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect scattered four corners of the earth, which is you Latino Hispanics, Native Americans, and your so-called Negroes. Alright, I just want to do a quick lesson just for storage issues, but the breakdown of Jeremiah 31 to 32. Okay, now you can also get into, the Gentile versus Gentiles. Also, the Lord doesn't change, and also edification on the covenants. Okay, it's a quick lesson, so let's get into it. We're gonna make this frank, but we're gonna make sure you're edified. Okay, so it's the book of Jeremiah 31, verse 31. And it says, and also Baruch wrote the book of Jeremiah. Okay? He preached the words and Baruch wrote them down. So this is the book of Jeremiah 31 and 31. It says, behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that I'll make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah. And like I said, we have two covenants. He said he'll make a new covenant. The first one was given to Moses. Okay? But as you can see, reading, when you read that we broke it. Alright? So he has to make a new one. And when it says the house of Judah and Israel, it's still dealing with the Israelites. It's not given to everybody. So get that, first, get the book of John out your head, 3:16 out your head, man, because it's always going to be into Israel. And a quick precept to that I always like to bring out is Psalms the 47th chapter, Psalms 147. Okay, let's get into it. All right, so it's the book of Psalms 147, and we'll start at the 18th verse, and it says, he sent out his word and melted them. He caused his wind to blow and the waters to flow. Okay, and the point is in the 19th verse, and it says, he showeth his word unto Jacob and his statutes and judgments unto Israel. Okay, so this is, back in the Old Testament. All right, the same one with the Old Covenant. All right, and then, okay, so back, and I'm going to read it one more time. It says, behold, the day is come, saith the Lord, that I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah. And also, the reason why I'm saying it like that is because we've been split into the southern and northern kingdom, man. There was a splitting amongst us, man. After when Solomon passed, there was a split between the southern kingdom and the northern kingdom, because there was a lot of idolatries, getting to other, I'm not going to necessarily say witchcraft, but northern kingdom was into a lot of different philosophies. Okay, and 32nd chapter reads, not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers in that day that I took them by the hand to bring them out of the land of Egypt. Because like I said, Moses had that first. He took us out of Egypt, And it says, which my covenant they break, because we did break the new covenant. And it says, although I was a husband unto them, said the Lord. 33rd verse, it says, but this shall be a covenant that I will make with the house of Israel after those days, saith the Lord. I will put my laws in their inward parts and write it in their hearts, and will be their power, and they shall be my people. So he's going to adopt us back. And that second covenant was given to Yahweh Shai, the blood, because he was sacrificed. He was a sacrificial lamb. Okay, and he's going to put his law, statutes, commandments in our inward parts. So that's going to be our first nature. You don't need to think about blinking. You don't need to think about breathing. So with these law, statutes, and commandments, we're going to be perfect. Okay. And it says, and I shall teach And they shall teach no more every man his neighbor and every man his brother, saying, Know the Lord, for they shall all know me, from the least of them unto the greatest of them, saith the Lord. For I will forgive their iniquities, and I will remember their sins no more. Okay, let's break that down, because that's beautiful. It says, Thus saith the Lord, which forgiveth the... Salakia. And it says, And they shall teach no more every man his neighbor and every man his brother, saying, Know the Lord. Because like I said, when he puts this knowledge in this, we don't have to learn, we don't have to teach, we're going to automatically know. When you look up the word neighbor, it's talking about your Israelite brother, okay, your fellow Israelite. And it says, Know the Lord, for they shall know me, because we're going to have that law, statutes, and commandments. We're going to know the Lord, and he's not going to have his back turned towards us, the hopeful elect, anymore. And it says, for the least of them or the greatest of them, like I said, no matter who, he's going to get this. They're going to get this wisdom. It says, for the least of them unto the greatest of them, saith the Lord, I will forgive their iniquities, and I will remember their sins no more. And when you look at iniquities, man, it's, like I said, sins is equal to death. We're not perfect. That's why we rehearse the righteous acts. But he will forgive our iniquities. That means that's sin upon sin upon sin upon sin, man. And that's beautiful because, like I said, even though it says in the book of Sirach, I believe the 12th chapter, it tells you, his greatest is mercy, his greatest is correction. Because, we still going through this hell. But he's going to forgive us. That's great mercies, man. That's long suffering as well. So that's why we gotta rehearse this work, man. Like I said, there's a reward and inheritance for the patience of the saints, man.